Drive on when you're ready. Full observations, left to right blind spot, pulling away nice and gently into second gear. Start to make progress along the road. No oncoming vehicles, no worries to move through this traffic calming measure. Road surface is extremely poor. Take the next right, then immediately left. Mirrors, signal, slowing it down, clutch down into second gear, clutch back up for the turn, swing it round, can keep going, nothing coming on the right hand side, able to remain in second gear. 30 mph speed limit, making progress along the road up to third gear, able to maintain 30 mph, so just cruising and into fourth gear, maintaining that. Aware of the car on the left hand side waiting to emerge, mirror check just in case, nothing behind me. Green light could change, still nothing behind me. Looking at the crossing, not likely to change, there's no pedestrians there and it is a puffin crossing. Looking ahead now, no issues on the road. We've got a speed camera on the right hand side, or a safety camera, and a bus waiting to turn right, which is now clearing the road, which means we've got to be careful of anybody coming out from the right who'll have their view blocked by the bus. There is one car looking to come down, just watching that, nothing behind me, close still. Junction on the left now, looking at that, no vehicles as we come up to that. A few bits of oncoming traffic but nothing to concern ourselves. One emerged from the road on the right behind me now and is a few car lengths accelerating up behind me. Coming round the bend, looking ahead, we've got the cross-hatched chevroned area in the middle of the road to separate the traffic. No issue with that, no cars parked. The car that was behind me is now very close. Close enough to make me want to think defensively about that, so when I'm coming up to situations I'm going to be aware that she is very close behind me, maybe braking a bit earlier. Looking at the crossing ahead, green light, no pedestrians there, although it is a Pelican so it could change, somebody could have pushed the button and walked away, no issues from that at the moment. The road here looks like it's widening, going into two lanes. I'm going to stay in the left hand lane, I'm going to hope that the person behind passes, which she does at extremely close quarters. Elderly driver, now replaced by another driver driving extremely close behind me. Just maintaining my speed. Driver behind me is indicating left to take that road on the left. Hopefully they do that. Yep, they do, and the one behind is doing the same thing. I've got the markings here on the road advising me to move over to the right hand side, so I'm checking centre mirror, right hand mirror, and starting to bring myself across after the junction just so I'm not interfering with any traffic there. Parked cars on the near side, so just another little mirror check. I'm just going to start gradually reducing my speed a little bit because I can see a red traffic light up ahead. So I've come off the gas, I'm just letting the car slow down. There's nothing close behind me so I don't need to use my brake lights at the moment. And just gently onto the brake. Clutch is going down just now as I pass the junction, and I'm going right at the junction at the traffic light. So mirrors, signal right, bringing the car to a nice stop, and then into first gear. Going to apply the handbrake because I'm sitting for a little bit, keeping the clutch down. Now the traffic lights are changing up to the biting point. When the car in front moves, a little bit of gas, release the handbrake, nice and smoothly up with the clutch. Moving through the traffic lights. As I do that, I'm just going to have a glance to the right and the left, make sure there's no emergency vehicles or anybody coming through. Safe to proceed. Carrying on now down the road. Got a solid line here on the left hand side, so a little right mirror check for a change of position, moving out to the right to avoid the parking area on the left hand side. Got one car behind at the moment, which I know from my centre mirror check it's at a reasonable distance. Not concerned about that car at all in any way, so I'm just looking ahead into the road, looking for any potential hazards coming up. So we've got another pedestrian crossing up here. Again, nobody standing there, but it is not a puffin crossing, so it could change. Quick mirror check, nobody there. As I drive along, I'm checking my mirrors every 5 seconds or so anyway, 5 to 10 seconds, just a quick glance to my centre mirror. Got a filling station on the right hand side, one waiting to emerge but it's turning towards, so that's okay. Then we've got parked cars and road on the left hand side and the right hand side. We've got entrances coming up, so I've just backed off the speed a little bit, I'm down to about 25 miles an hour. Now watching another pedestrian crossing, quick mirror check, same red car behind me, not close, so I'm quite happy about that. They're giving me plenty of space. Taking a position just near the crown of the road, the centre line, just to avoid the oncoming cars, plenty of room with that. And then a quick left mirror check to return back to the left and avoid the drain there. The traffic lights here are quite likely to change, there we go. So quick mirror check again for the slowing down, onto the brake nice and early to warn the drivers behind, same red car, and pedestrians waiting to cross. So I'm just going to roll up extremely slowly, the clutch is down at the moment, I don't want to startle the pedestrians, I don't want to worry them, make them think I'm going to come through. I'm going to put the car into first gear and I'm going to apply the handbrake, anticipating the possibility of the green man coming on for the pedestrians who have pressed the button. Green man is now on, and I can see that on the off side, it's on the right hand side, it's now the red man, so I'm watching my lights again, getting my biting point ready to go, thinking the lights will change fairly soon. Quick mirror check just before I set off, same red car behind, waiting for that light. Got one on the right hand side coming up in the right only lane. Just quick glance at them as I move off, no hassles there. Right, moving through now, got cars parked on the near side, so I'm going to hold my position out, I'm not going to weave in and out, I'm just going to hold that position as I come forward, looking at the road. Oncoming vehicles, plenty of room for both of us, no shortage of space. Quick left mirror check to return back into just a slight change of position. But it's always worth checking your mirrors for these things, just in case there's a cyclist or something that's difficult to see. So making the progress again, 30 mph speed limit, just holding a normal driving position. It's quite a wide road, so I don't need to be in the centre of the lane here. I'm actually just slightly closer to the curb, about a metre from the curb. Still got the same red car behind me, no issues from her, which is good, maintaining a really good distance. So we've got slow on the road here, and we've got a height notification of the bridge. Well, I know the bridge isn't an issue for a small car, so I'm just backing off the speed a wee bit, just letting the car slow down. Again, the car behind is doing the same thing, so I'm not having to control them. And then I am going ahead at the roundabout, second exit. So I check the mirrors, centre and right, a position in the right hand lane because there's only the two exits left and ahead. The road marking backs that up, starting to slow it down with the brake now, clutch down into second gear. I'm watching the little white car that's coming round, it's not doubling back on itself, so I'm making progress in. Left mirror, left signal, exiting into normal driving position, safe to do that. Cancel the signal, back up to third gear again. Now looking ahead into the road, maintaining my normal position on the left hand side. Got another green traffic light, it's a pedestrian crossing. Quick mirror check, got a different silver car much closer behind, one person crossing there. They could have pressed the button, they haven't. Now forced into the right hand lane, but I'm looking for where it makes sense to return to left, which is after this little white van. So mirrors, signal left to tell the driver behind that I'm doing that, which allows them to prepare to pass me. Just quick mirror check, it's the same red car now behind me, everybody else is sticking to the right hand lane to overtake me. Doing 30 mph in a 30 limit. At the roundabout I'm taking the second exit, which I can see from the sign is ahead. So mirrors, no signal, off the gas, gently on the brake, clutch down into second gear, clutch comes back up, looking to the right, nothing to stop me. Keeping to my lane discipline, mirrors and signal for the exit. Same red car behind me that was there before, who kept a good distance. Now up ahead in the road I can see that there's cars parked on the left hand side, so I'm going to check centre mirror, right hand mirror, indicate right, and then I'm checking my mirror again. When I checked my mirror there I saw the red car behind flash the lights, which was very helpful. Not necessary, but helpful. Green light, can make the progress through. Just looking ahead into the road now I can see lots of parked cars on the left hand side, so I'm not concerning myself with the left hand lane at the moment. I'm looking ahead now, I can see the traffic lights up ahead. Don't know if you'll see that on the video, but they have just changed to green. So making my way through the pedestrian crossing, no hazard from that at all. But I'm anticipating the possibility of these green lights changing again. Safe distance behind me, so as I approach the lights I'm okay to make the progress. and I could have stopped if I needed to. Now looking ahead into the road, doesn't make any sense to be in the right hand lane anymore, so I'm going to check my left hand mirror, signal left, return to the left hand lane, cancel the signal before I get to the left turn so it doesn't confuse anybody. Now approaching the red traffic light, again just a mirror check, nobody behind me at all, so just slowing it down nice and gradually, clutch down, just letting the car roll up. Hopefully the cars in front are going to move off away from me. If they do that, I'll be able to select second gear, get the clutch back up, and that was possible. I was able to maintain my momentum because I slowed down in good time. Still 30 mile an hour speed limit, so just bringing the speed of the car back up to 30 miles an hour into third gear at the moment. I've got lots of cars in front of me. I've got one on the off side, just behind, and nothing behind me in this lane. I'm going to select fourth gear now because I'm able to cruise at this speed. Looking ahead into the road, so we've got an advisory 20 limit. I'm not worried about that, it's not school time. Then we've got a green traffic light, pedestrian crossing. Nobody at the crossing at the moment, one male approaching it on the offside, but he's not an issue. And then we've got the warning lights for the fire station. Not concerned about them at the moment, that's fine, we can make the progress through. No doors open or no flashing lights, so we're good. We've got the end of the advisory 20 limit coming up. I just maintained 30 miles an hour fairly much through that whole thing. It's the anticipation of what can come next that has me ready for it. Next set of traffic lights, I'm going to be turning right, so I'm preparing for that nice and early. So I'm checking centre mirror, right hand mirror. I'm going to signal right. I'm going to move across into the right hand lane, it's safe to do that. Extra mirror check just for safety. Then I'm going to be moving into the right hand lane, so brake on, clutch down, bringing it into the right hand lane for the right turn, bringing the car to a stop. Handbrake's going on, going into first gear. I'm expecting the lights to change now. Up to the biting point, watching the car in front moving. We've got traffic behind me now as well in this lane. Still a green light, up to second gear. As I turn it in, I can see the parked car on the left hand side, so I'm going to come into the right hand lane, that's justified. Then making the progress again up to third gear. A couple of cars behind me followed me through the lights. Got people on the road here on the left hand side, look like they're getting into a vehicle, just taking a line of safety away from them, and the crossing's no hazard at the moment. We've got the parked van in the left hand lane. I'm intending to return to the left after that van, so I'm just going to check my left hand mirror as I do that, bringing it back into normal driving position. Safe to do that. Look ahead in the road again. We've got pedestrian crossing, and we've got cars parked on the left hand side. Quick mirror check, got a vehicle behind, it's a safe distance, so I'm happy with that. Got pedestrian on the left hand side, car parked on the near side, so a quick right mirror check, nobody overtaking me, can safely change my position out to the right to pass them. And a left mirror check just to bring it back into normal driving position. Looking ahead, we've got parked cars on the near side, left hand side, we've got one waiting to emerge, he's seen me. We've got a green traffic light that could change. I've just come right off the accelerator at the moment and let the car slow down to about 20 miles an hour. Car behind is still at a safe distance. I'm just making the progress nice and slowly through this situation. There's a bit of weaving having to go on. We've got people moving in and out of cars there, just taking a line of safety away from them. Junction here is no issue. Looking ahead to the parked cars, quick mirror check to move to the right. Safe to do that. Got another weave here, so I'm just going to bring it back in and then bring it back out. Again, quite safe at this speed. I'm just over the 20 mile an hour mark at the moment. I'm looking ahead into the road, so we've got parked cars again on the near side. Bit of a weave again with the islands and the parked cars. So just keeping the speed down, maybe about 25 miles an hour now, just slightly quicker than I was through the very busy situation, but not much. One emerging on the right hand side there quite quickly out the junction. Looking ahead, we've got the filling station on the right hand side, we've got waiting to emerge on the left hand side from the supermarket, and the red traffic light up ahead. So I'm just checking the mirrors. I have enough momentum to get me up the hill, so I'm off the gas, gently on the brake, very very gently. The hill's slowing me down anyway. Clutch is going down just now, and I'm going into first gear in case the lights change instantly, bringing the car to a nice gentle stop. Safe distance behind the new driver in front and applying the handbrake so I don't roll back. That gives them room if they roll back, but they won't be an issue to me. And if they break down or anything like that, then I've got room to get out as well. so I can just see their back tyres and just a tiny wee bit of the road. Still a red light up ahead, you can see that just over the roof of the car in front. Getting the biting point now because the light's changed to green. Ready to go. Lo and behold, the driver rolled back. That's why we keep that safe distance. Rolled back again. And there we go. So once they move off, gentle gas, slowly up with the clutch, into second gear, maintaining normal driving position, which is in the left, as I come through, making it very obvious to the drivers behind that I'm not turning right. Nice slow approach to the red light now. What I would like to happen is the light to change on my approach to it. I'm in second gear, I'm just letting the car roll up nice and slowly. There's the light changed, now I can press the gas and I've got instant movement. I'm going to have to move to the right here for the curb that's sticking out, so quick right mirror check, change of position in the road. Up to third gear, looking ahead into the road again, so we've got roads near side and off side, left and right, cars parked both sides, a junction up ahead. We've got the green traffic lights, so a mirror check, same guy that's behind me who was very calm at the last set of traffic lights, so that gives me a bit of confidence he wasn't getting irate with the driver in front who was rolling back and possibly stalled. So looking ahead now, we've got a wee reminder that it's a 30 limit because there's safety cameras. We've got cars parked on the offside this time, but no particular problems for me at all. Making the progress now up the road, just 30 miles an hour or thereabouts, 29 maybe. I'm going to take the second road on the right, just at the tyre and car wash, so they're very close together, so I'm checking the mirrors just now. I'm signalling right just now onto the brake, positioning for a right turn, slowing it down. We've got an oncoming car, so that's going to have me back into first gear, just nice and slow, rolling it up. Off the brake now, up to the bite, bring it round nice and slow, steer it round, straighten up. Once I've straightened up, second gear. Don't want to do anything too fancy. I'm going to be taking the next road on the right, so centre mirror, right hand mirror again, signal right. I stayed in second gear, there's no oncoming traffic, just a gentle pressure on the brake on the way up just to bring the speed of the car down. Look for the point of turn, steer it in, absolutely no problem there. And then taking the next road on the left, so checking centre mirror, left hand mirror, nothing behind, left signal. Steering it round, never got the speed up, so never really needed to brake. Looking ahead into the road, we've got a really tight road now, cars parked both sides of the road, so I'm just keeping it down, low speed, second gear, just over 10 miles an hour, and taking the next road on the right. So check the centre mirror, I'm checking the right hand mirror, signalling right, positioning for the right turn, just left of centre, nothing oncoming again, so just staying in second gear, letting second gear do all the work by itself, no gas, no braking there. So up in front of me now I've got a crossroads and there's no road markings on that crossroads, so I'm going to check my mirror. This is a dangerous situation. Onto the brake, clutch down, into first gear. There's a car on my right hand side who's told me that I can go. Nothing on the left, nothing ahead. Just keep checking both ways as I come through in first gear, just on the bite. Nice and slow, perfectly safe there at that speed. End of the road, turning left, so centre mirror, left hand mirror, signal left. Off the gas as I come up. It's a closed junction, can't see to the right, so clutch down into first. Steering it round on the way up. Look to the right, there's nothing coming now, the learner's passed. Up to the biting point, bring the car round. As it swings round, noticing the car in front's indicating right, so I am also going right, so check the centre mirror, right hand mirror. I'm going to signal right now, my intentions, positioning for a right turn, just left of centre. Onto the brake, clutch down into first gear, letting it roll up. Just now using my biting point just to bring it up really slow. The less biting point I give, the less speed that the car will take up to the junction. Looking right, nothing there. Looking left, nothing there. The view's not great, so I'm just taking my time as I edge out, just checking both ways all the time. Now I know it's clear to go. Bring the car round, straighten up into second gear. At the end of the road I'm turning left, the car in front of me is turning right, so I'm checking centre mirror, left hand mirror, nothing behind. Signalling left. Gently on the brake, clutch down into first gear. It's a learner, so I'm expecting them to possibly to be a wee bit slower than I would be. Just waiting for them to make their progress through the junction. Starting to move off now, so I'm just going to use the bite. Again, very little bite as I come up. The right is totally clear, I can see that. On the left the view's not so good. Just edging out, taking it easy, looking. We've got parked cars on the left hand side, going to have to go into the off side of the road. It's perfectly safe to do that because I come out so slowly. End of the road, turning left, mirrors, signal, slowing it down, clutch down, first gear because I can't see anything to the left hand side. Right hand side totally clear, left hand side's clear. Now I can make my progress out of the junction, back up to second gear. Got a pedestrian on the near side now, just aware of her as we come up. I'm going to have to move to the right, so right hand mirror check, no problem there, just moving along the road, keeping it nice and slow. Got a blind bend, I don't want to meet anybody here. Back into left hand side with a mirror check, coming back out to the right again, so checking the right hand mirror. It's perfectly safe to do that. Got the guy approaching the van there, but he's away into his path, so that's fine. I can stay out. I'm going to stay out to the right. As I pass the junction, I'm looking at the junction, looking in my left mirror and then bringing it back. I don't want to come back in as I'm passing the junction if I can help it. End of the road, turning right, so mirrors, signal right, off the gas, onto the brake, clutch down, into first gear as I roll it up. There's a car coming from both sides as I come up here, so I'm just going to halt at the junction, get my bite, check again, nothing coming, emerge out onto the more major road, into second gear when I straighten up. Quick mirror check now, got a red car coming up behind me on the main road. Looking ahead, got a road on the offside, we've got a bus stop on the left hand side, we've got a sign warning us about pedestrians and cyclists, so all of those things could potentially be an issue. The car behind now is gaining rapidly. It's a small modified car, so I'm anticipating a driver of limited experience. We've got the green traffic light for the crossing, nobody standing there, so I'm checking my mirrors to go ahead at the roundabout. Gently on the brake, nice and early, to slow down the person behind who's quite close. Into second gear, looking to the right, there is nothing coming. Off the brake now. Progress through the roundabout, mirrors, signal for the exit, and the red car's turned left with no signal, so that's good that he's away from behind me because he was very close. Back up to third gear now as I make the way down the hill, just letting the car pick up speed quite naturally, giving the windscreen a bit of a clear. So looking ahead, couple of oncoming cars, we've got a junction on the right hand side, no issue from that, just letting the car do all the work now as it comes down the hill, not in any hurry. We've got oncoming car again, junction on the right hand side, so just going to be watching that junction as I approach. There is a car coming, red car, waiting to emerge. It's coming out towards me, that's fine. Looking again, nothing else from that junction, making the progress again up through. End of the road, going to be turning right, so checking the mirrors, green car behind extremely close, signalling, gently on the brake nice and early as they undertake me to the junction. Into first gear, up to the biting point, cars coming from the right hand side, nothing on the left that's close, so I can make my way out into the junction, building up into second gear and up into third now. So got a Jaguar behind me that's closing the gap, got oncoming cars, cross hatchings in the middle, so separating the lanes of traffic, so that gives us a good bit of space. Got traffic islands to be aware of, so we've got to hold our road positioning quite well. Going up to the left hand bend and the right turn there, quick mirror check, the Jaguar's extremely close. So we've got the pedestrian on the near side, not looking like he wants to cross the road, so I'm quite happy about that. And then looking ahead into the road, we've got the pedestrian crossing. Jaguar is approximately half a car length behind me, and I'm going to be turning left at the next road, so checking the mirrors, signalling left, onto the brake, extremely gently but extremely early, clutch down, into second gear, clutch back up, off the brake, off the clutch. As I bring it round, I've controlled the Jaguar behind me who's continued on his way ahead, not following me, but I've controlled his speed on the approach to the junction, so if anything happened then he would have had to stop, and he would have been able to stop because I had control of that situation. So got a warning sign for a crossroads and a sharp right hand bend. Got one vehicle now gaining behind me again. It's a common theme here with cars catching us up. It's not because we're very slow, it's just because most people want to go over the speed limit, and certainly over the limit of what's safe for the conditions. Silver car behind me is indicating left, so it's disappearing now, which is good. There are other cars that are behind. which no doubt will gain as we progress down this road. Got slow written on the road, but there's quite a lot going on. There's roads left and right, so regular mirror checking as we drive along here. There's no particular hazards from them at the moment, but that's not to say that there couldn't be. So again, just getting information about who's behind you and how close they are. I'm going to take the next road on the left, so mirrors, signal, brake, clutch, second gear, clutch back up, and off the brake for the turn. Speed's all controlled on the way up to that. Now we've got a meeting situation, so we've got a mirror check, nobody behind me, just come right off the gas to let the BMW who's travelling at speed come through. Now we've got the Lexus who's emerged from a parked position. I'm just making my progress through here. Up ahead we've got a couple of oncoming cars and possibly some behind, so I'm just backing off here. We've got a car extremely close behind me, so onto the brake just to control them, clutch down into first. Up to the biting point, never stopping moving, just keeping it rolling, and then I can make the progress safely through now. The car behind me is following me. Right through the middle of the space here, there's only room for one car, I'm going to take the middle space. Pedestrian on the near side, no problem there. Again, cars parked both sides, just aware of that as I come down the hill. Car's asking for third gear as I come down the hill, so I'm just going to give it that. And then we've got the bend here. The car behind me's disappeared, come into a parked position, then we're going to left at the end of the road. So mirrors, signal, it's an uphill junction, so gently on the brake, clutch down, into first gear, visibility's poor. Both sides, up to the bite, I'm just using the bite to come up really slowly, checking to the left, we've got a wee car coming, nothing on the right, so I'm bringing the car out now and starting to make the progress up the hill, into second, up to third, looking at the crossing, not worried about the crossing, so a quick mirror check, nobody close behind, for some distance actually, there's nobody behind. Pedestrians are quite safe, they're separated from me by the little grass area as well, so that's quite good. Nothing from the right hand side of the road. Coming over the brow of the hill now, just another quick mirror check. We've now got a car gaining, we've got a few cars on coming. We've got roads on the near side and the off side, again left and right, near side's left, off side's right. I'm going to be taking the next road on the right, so I'm checking my mirrors, I'm signalling right. I'm on to the brake to warn the driver behind as much as anything that I'm slowing down for the turn. Clutch down, into second, clutch comes back up, nice and slow up to the point of turn it in, make the progress, next left, so mirrors, signal, gently braking, nobody behind me, just controlling the speed for the turn. It is wet, there are leaves on the ground. As I turn in, I can see up ahead a one-way street sign. There were one-way street signs as I turned in, I don't know if the camera picked them up, but I saw them, there were two, and also an arrow on the road. We've got an arrow on the road here, no entry written upside down. All of this is information that reinforces this being a one-way street. Can't pick the speed up, it's too tight, there's no point. At the end of the road we're turning right, so mirrors, signal, and then I'm just going to check my right hand mirror again as I bring it across into the right hand lane, because that's the position you need to adopt for a right turn here. Slow down, clutch down, into first, check right, left, right, all clear, biting point and emerge. Up to second gear as I'm straightening, up to third gear now. Just over the 20 mph mark, I can see there's this strange deviation in the road here, so I'm going to follow that lane. I'm going to come into the left, follow it round and then back out to the right. It's a bit of a strange one, but ours is not to reason why, so I'll just follow that bit of road round. Up here we've got pedestrian on the off side, parked cars, that's going to make it difficult for anybody to see me coming round this bend, so I'm just keeping my position nicely into the left just in case. Continuing round a big sweeping right hand or offside bend, just watching for any oncoming cars, so I've just backed off the speed a little bit, just over the 20 mph mark, just able to maintain third gear speed there. Looking ahead, still parked cars and roads on the off side. We've got pedestrian very close to the curb up here on the left hand side. So as I approach, I'm just watching the white car that's waiting to emerge. She's moved away from the curb now, which makes me feel a wee bit safer. I'm just taking a line of safety, just making sure I'm not getting too close to the pavement. It's an advisory 20 limit here. At the moment, conditions are good, I would say, for just over 20. So I'm not adhering to the advisory 20, I'm just slightly over it. Got an offside bend again, blind, cars parked on the right hand side, so mirror check, nothing behind me. Meeting one oncoming now, just going quite quickly. I've just dropped my speed to take account of that. And I'm taking the next road on the left, so check the two mirrors, signal left, slow it down with the brake, clutch down into second gear, clutch back up and off the brake for the turn. We've got oncoming cars coming up the hill, so I'm just keeping my position nice and tight into the near side. Nice and slow, I'm just letting the car do all the work. I haven't applied any gas here whatsoever. Now I'm applying the brake nice and gently. I'm going to take a position, wheels at the lowest point either side of the speed bump. Letting the car now come down the hill nice and slowly. We've got a fair amount of traffic coming into the car park on the left hand side. Got another speed bump coming up, you can see it from the black posts on the pavement. So just letting the car slow right down again, let it come over the bump just under its own steam in second gear. Got a child on the left hand side, he's going into the building on the left hand side, and then same again with this speed bump, wheels at the lowest point either side if I can. Gentle pressure on the gas. We've got a cyclist now crossing in front of me, so I've just come off the gas, another mirror check just for the hazard, and another speed bump, and then turning left, so mirrors, signal, slow down, clutch down into first gear. Hard to see both ways, so right's clear, left's got some traffic, but I can emerge into my side of the road at the moment. Bring it round, looking ahead to another meeting situation. Quick mirror check on the right, nobody overtaking me, safe to proceed straight through the middle. Second gear at the moment, about 18 miles an hour, really slow. Can't see over the brow of the hill. I'm in a position where if I meet anybody it's going to be very, very tight. So I'm just keeping my speed down because I can't rely on anybody else keeping their speed down. Now that I'm through that tight situation, I'm going to return to the left. I've got one behind now, two behind. Looking over the brow of the hill, nothing coming up the hill, so I can keep making the progress, and then I'm going to pull up on the left at a safe place. So mirrors, one behind, signal, tell them what I'm doing, braking, clutch is down, letting the car roll. I'm just letting it roll, I'm controlling the roll all the way in next to the curb. Plenty of brakes for the person behind to know what I'm doing. Once I'm happy with the position, nice gentle stop, handbrake applied to secure the car, into neutral, off the clutch, off the brake, and that's the drive.